Hammersmith Ghost, England. What if the thing haunting your town isn't just a ghost, but a killer in disguise? In the icy winter of 1803, the people of Hammersmith, a quiet district on the western edge of London, found themselves gripped by terror. Not from war, not from plague, but from something that walked the streets after dark. Something pale, silent, and inhuman. It was said to glide instead of walk, to vanish into thin air, and to groan like a soul trapped between life and death. They called it the Hammersmith Ghost. It began with whispers. Locals reported seeing a tall, spectral figure dressed in white haunting the narrow alleys near the churchyard. Some said it had glowing eyes. Others claimed it was headless. But all who saw it described the same thing. A feeling of overwhelming dread. Horses reared in panic. Children refused to sleep. Adults clutched crosses when the sun went down. And then came the death. A pregnant woman was walking home one evening when the ghost appeared before her. She screamed, collapsed, and died shortly after from shock. The news spread like wildfire. Night after night, the figure returned, prowling the graves, vanishing behind trees, standing motionless in the fog. People stopped leaving their homes after sunset. Fear had taken hold. But what no one expected was that the ghost might not be a ghost at all. Determined to end the terror, a man named Francis Smith armed himself with a shotgun and took to the streets one bitter January night. He had no idea that this decision would ignite one of the strangest and most tragic chapters in English legal history. As he patrolled near Black Lion Lane, Francis spotted a white figure approaching. He shouted. No answer, just that eerie, floating movement in the darkness. He raised his weapon and fired. The figure fell, but it wasn't a ghost. It was Thomas Millwood, a bricklayer, wearing his white work clothes on his way to visit his family. Francis Smith had shot and killed an innocent man, thinking he was a spirit. The town was thrown into chaos. But even after the trial, even after Francis was convicted and later pardoned, the ghost never truly vanished. Years later, a man confessed to playing the ghost, draping himself in a sheet to scare people for amusement. But skeptics doubt that he was the only one behind the sightings. Witnesses continued to report a ghostly figure roaming the graveyard, long after the prank had ended. Even today, some say if you walk near St. Paul's Church in Hammersmith on a foggy night, you might still glimpse a pale shape drifting through the tombstones, or hear a low, mournful moan carried by the wind. Was it ever a real ghost? Or did the fear itself give birth to something darker? Something that still lingers, feeding off the legend, walking where justice and superstition once collided? Whatever the truth is, one thing remains clear. In Hammersmith, death once wore a white sheet, and it still walks, quiet, cold, and waiting to be seen.